Today I will be making muji mushroom risotto. Hello, I'm Victoria and this is the first time I'm wearing makeup in like 3 weeks. I am an Asian person, so I grew up with muji. And in my 24 years of life, I've actually not tried anything that they had to offer for food. This whole package, this is like a mushroom risotto, was £2.75, which is very, very cheap. And I cannot imagine the quality that this would possess. But I actually heard like decent things about muji like food. So I was like, why not? We're here, we're in a lockdown, in a pandemic, so we might as well try new things. So let's see, I'm just kind of reading the instructions. By the way, this is veggie, I think? Yep, veggie, but not vegan. I think there's like milk proteins in this, so just a disclaimer. I'll be doing like a taste test of this, obviously. I feel like I didn't mention that. This is my first video, so I feel like I just need to like get the hang of things. Place the pouch contents and 400 ml of cold unsalted water in a saucepan. Bring to the boil. Okay, so I'm putting the pouch in cold water, in 400 milliliters of cold water, and then I'm supposed to bring it to a boil and simmer uncovered over medium heat for about 15 minutes. Stir occasionally until all the water is absorbed. That is so weird. Oh wait, no, it's not weird. Oh my god. I'm so dumb. I was like, place this pouch. No, you place the things like inside, into what? Okay, that makes sense. Stir occasionally until all the water is absorbed. Garnish with butter and cheese if desired. Do I have Parmesan? I don't. Well, girl can dream. All right, let's get a pot. I feel like this will fit 400 milliliters. We'll find out. No, okay. Let's do this. So 400 milliliters. Wait, actually, I'm going to put all the things in there first. Oh no, why? Why would I do that? I'll measure that out. Is that 400? I think it's like a bit over. I feel like this is probably unnecessary. I doubt that like an additional 5 milliliters is going to destroy like anything, but it's about precision, you know what I mean? Just wanted to give you guys a close-up of what the inside of the pouch looks like. So I just poured all the contents out, and then we are going to pour the water. Wow. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this boil and see what happens. How are you all doing? I'm not well. So I live in London and I obviously am not from here. And it's just been a very crazy, exhausting year. I had lost my job at the beginning of the pandemic, like around May, and I'm here on a tier 2 visa, which if you are not familiar with the way that the UK immigration system works, it is like a sponsored visa. So it is tied to my employer, and if I don't have an employer, it goes away. And I did not want to get deported. I actually like started dating somebody last year in London, and it was just like a really horrible, like worst nightmare coming true kind of thing. And you know, I actually recently got a job. I was very, very lucky. After like a couple of months, I was able to get a job. I am in tech, so you know, it's not impossible, and I know that there are so many people who have it like way worse than me who like don't have this option. So obviously I'm in a well-paying field with like relative job stability, but like it was just like such intense stress for like, it's like for like what, 4 months of just like, will I find a job, will I like get deported, should I start looking like for jobs in the US? Because obviously like I don't want to move back. I just came here like a year and a half ago, and I started to build my life, and like obviously the US right now is like such a shit show, and I just like really didn't want to be in an environment. And kind of like on top of things, right? Like I normally go back, I mean, I try to go back like about 4 times a year because like I'm quite close with my family and I want to go see like my friends in LA and in San Francisco, and it's really hard. The last time that I saw any of my friends and family like back home was back during the holidays, and so I was actually gonna go home in October for my birthday. It was a difficult choice, obviously, but if I just think I feel a lot better if you know I was like responsible and just went back during the holidays, because it's just unnecessary traveling, really. Like I'm not dying. You know, it's like kind of boiling, so I'm gonna bring the heat down a little bit so it's just like simmering. But yeah, and it's just also on top of that has been like quite an isolating experience because I don't know, none of my friends are like going through this, right? Like my boyfriend's not going through this and no one can I kind of just feel like no one gets it. No one like understands my stress. Again, everyone is having like a hard time, so I don't want to sound like some whiny person, but I'm just, you know, being very candid about my my pandemic experience. But you know, I'm very lucky to like be getting a job now. There's still like some snags with my visa, but it should be sorted out, so I'm like trying to be optimistic about it and not like spiral and catastrophize. You know, I have my health. I have like a really nice like new flat that I just moved into a couple weeks ago, and I have, you know, a support system, whether it's my partner or my flatmate or, you know, my parents and my friends who are like a phone call away. So I'm like trying to stay optimistic and kind of count my blessings, because I know that things can like get and be a lot worse than it is right now. But I think like also what's been stressing me out, like, I mean, I've been like tuning out like all the news and stuff because I just don't like want to hear about that like ever. In the UK, things have been kind of like relaxing, restrictions have been kind of relaxing, and like restaurants are kind of opening up, pubs are opening up. And like, don't get me wrong, like I am, you know, I'm dining out like occasionally. It's not like I'm completely like locking myself in, but like I'm just really nervous about like cases rising again, and like just people are not even like following guidelines anymore. Like I was walking past Shoreditch Dinerama, and there was like this long ass queue with people like not even wearing masks, not even like socially distancing. Like I'm not talking about like groups of like 6 people. I'm like talking about people who were just in the queue and like had no ties to each other. It was like 30 people. We're all just like standing super close to each other as if like this whole thing like does not even exist. And it is really, really fucking frustrating because I don't know, I'm just really nervous that like cases are gonna go surging again, and like so many people that I know, I mean, I'm not really friends with them. They're like old co-workers and stuff like that. I've just been traveling like all over Europe, and it just like drives me crazy. Like people are just going on as if like everything has returned to normal, and it like so hasn't. It's not to say that you can't like occasionally go shopping and dining out, but like use common sense, you know what I mean? Like keep a distance. Don't just go out. I don't know, it just drives me insane, and it makes me really nervous because I just want to see my family. And if like, oh, I guess like in the US like things aren't really changing, so I guess that's that. So just an update on what it looks like. The water level's going down. You can kind of like see that the rice is kind of plumped up a little bit. So I feel like it's like almost there. I mean, it feels like it's taken way longer than 15 minutes, to be honest. I want to say that like it has like been 15 minutes already, and I like there's where like the water line was before, and here's like where it is now. So I feel like there's like gonna be another like 15 minutes until everything's like actually evaporated and absorbed and stuff. So just a kind of like a note, if you want to make muji food in a pinch, maybe the risotto is not the one. So I guess I should maybe go into a bit like as to why I decided to start a YouTube channel and make this video, besides obviously taste testing muji food. But basically the reason why I'm starting this YouTube channel is because A, I'm bored. Like, I am a very talkative person by nature, and like this isolation thing during lockdown is like quite difficult. I studied media, I studied like film when I was in university, and I do miss it. Like, I think it is a lot of fun, video production, and I just have a lot to say on things. I think I just have a lot of thoughts, and it's almost like therapeutic for me, like kind of just continuing that conversation of like how my mental health has been like super bad and my stress levels have been really like high. My anxiety and depression have just gotten like so bad. Like I've never experienced such like horrible mental health, and I've always been like, I've always had PMS, like I've always had mood swings and kind of like emotional instability like a week or two leading up to my period, but now it's just full-blown, like I'm crying every single day during like PMS. And so this is kind of just a good way. I am going to therapy as well, so it's not like I'm doing this in lieu of like actually getting support and help from a professional, but I just thought that it would be kind of like a good way for me to just like talk about the things that like are bothering me, rant about things that are bothering me, and just kind of like express myself and have some sort of like creative and emotional outlet for like everything that I'm feeling and everything that I'm struggling with. I've heard that it's quite helpful. I don't know. I don't really even care if no one watches these, because to me they're like how I kind of process these things and give myself like day-to-day meaning, right? Like there's like deadline that I have to meet, that I have to be doing. It's like productivity, and whether that's like helpful processing, I don't know. It's probably better than like drugs and alcohol. So I feel like of all the healthy like coping things, this is like probably not the worst. Now I don't have cheese, but I do have vegan butter. I feel like a goddamn culinary genius right now. I also realized that I'm wearing my Ratatouille shirt, and I just like the shirt. I didn't put the dots, I didn't connect the dots that I'm actually cooking today. So, kind of nailing this. Okay, grabbing the plate. Or yes. I'm using a bowl actually. It's not a plate, it's a bowl. Actually quite a bit. I don't even know how I meant to eat all of that. So it says on the instructions to add a dollop of butter. So that is what I am doing. If I can find a spoon. Right. Is this a dollop? I feel like it is. Should I add black pepper to it? Why not? I feel like this is just, am I just ruining this? Probably. It's a lot of butter actually. Wow, amazing. Mix that in. Yes. Oh, it smells like very buttery. This might have been a mistake. Now for the taste test. Okay, this is what it looks like. Oh my god, really hot. That is actually really good. Oh my god, I'm actually really shocked. It's $2.75. That is fucking crazy. There's actually like a bit of chew to the like individual little rice things. And it's really buttery because I just put like a shit ton of butter. And there is like a mushroom taste. Like, obviously, if you like look into it, there's like, I'm sorry if this looks so disgusting. There's like bits like of mushroom, and they're not like chunky, like if you made it from scratch, obviously, then you would actually have like chunks and bites of mushroom, and obviously it's not like that because it came out of a packet, but really actually quite good. I'm very impressed. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that of me just ranting about my life and how everything's kind of shit, and that it's okay. I think the main thing is it's fine. Everyone is suffering right now. Everyone wants this all to be over, and we just kind of have to be mindful and take care of ourselves and do what you need to do to make yourself feel a bit better. And I can also highly recommend that if you have a muji like close to you, please go ahead and try out some of their food. It is actually really surprisingly good. I actually got this like green curry. It's a chicken green curry. Obviously for veggie, it's probably not the thing you should get, but there's like different kinds of curries and I think like pasta and like tomato stuff. I don't know, there's like actually quite a big selection, and their snacks are all really good as well. So yeah, I can definitely highly recommend that at the very least for all you veggie folks out there. But anyway, if you enjoyed that, please like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe or something. I don't know what to usually say here, and you can follow me on like social media. I've included all the links down below. And yes, thank you. Oh, before I forget, in case I need a thumbnail, this is probably not what I'm gonna use, but who knows? Right, I nailed that. Right, see you guys next time.